Thank you, Mr. Cornsey, and thank you very much for getting back to me in regards for lands scheduled for disposal on the BLM. We'll look forward to the next month to seeing that up on the website. Mr. Cornsey, I'm strongly opposed to the practice used by this administration, which utilizes the Antiquities Act to unilaterally designate national monuments and to lock up millions of acres of land, BLM or otherwise, from resource development. I find it especially egregious when the administration plays fast and loose with this authority at the behest of the extremist environmentalists and special interests that do not have Americans' people's best interests as their motives. Mr. Cornsey, Arizona already has 18 national monuments, more than any other state. Is the administration currently working on designating a new national monument in Arizona on BLM lands?
So I'm going to have to refer you to the White House. The Antiquities Act is a presidential power, and any decisions that relate to that are under the.
Oh, I understand, but have they reached out and talked to you about any types of parcels, particularly in western Arizona? No conversation whatsoever with the White House at all?
I'm going to direct you to CEQ and the White House for information on what they're working on and what they're not working on.
So the White House hasn't reached out to you one iota in regards to any lands located in Arizona?
Well, I would say we receive requests and interest from a lot of people, from all types of stakeholders on these issues.
No, but this is a specific ask. I mean, you are under oath, and I'm asking you, did the White House or the administration talk with you or anybody underneath the BLM in regards to any withdrawal potentials utilizing the antiquities in Arizona?
I've heard discussion related to multiple possibilities.
Multiple possibilities. Can you elaborate on those multiple possibilities?
Well, I'm talking about, looking at the country and figuring out where would this be appropriate, where would it not.
So there is some conversation going on between the White House and BLM and agencies in regards to antiquities withdrawal.
Yes.
That's kind of misled me. I mean, at the very, very beginning of that conversation, you said you'll have to talk to the White House. So there is some coordination going on. Is there a member of Congress that actually is involved in those conversations?
Well,
remember, you're under oath.
I mean, it depends on what we're talking about. So.
Is there a member of Congress from Arizona involved in those discussions with BLM and the White House?
Is there a member of Congress involved? I mean, not that I'm aware of, but I'm going to refer you to the White House for more information on what they're working on.
My office currently has a FOIA request at the Department of Interior regarding the proposals and the coordination between land agencies and environmental groups. Will that request collaborate the information that you shared here today?
I don't know the request you're referring to, so.
The request we sent was by multiple members of Congress, was submitted on 12/3/2015, and we've received nothing of substance to date. Absolutely shameful. So much for being most transparent administration in history. Any idea when your administration will respond to that request?
I'm not familiar with that request, so I couldn't tell you.
We'll make sure that it's reissued, and we'll look for an expedited conversation. In July of last year, the House of Representatives passed an amendment to block pending national monuments throughout the country where there is significant local opposition. Do you support pursuing the designation of a monument that blatantly ignores the will of local governments and overrides every clear opposition from local communities who will be negatively targeted by such action?
So it's been a consistent position of this administration to make sure that any use of the Antiquities Act is done through community conversation, that it's responding to local interest.
So we would have a scheduled public hearing in regards to those withdrawals?
There have been public hearings before other designations. So
I'm going to be more specific about Arizona. When have those conversations occurred? Would you enlighten me?
Which?
Well, I mean, you made the comment today that there has been some conversations between the White House and your office in regards to potential liquidity of some lands. When are we expecting to have these conversations with the public out in Arizona?
I would presume if a decision is made to pursue with interest that sort of concept, that there would be a public process
So
involved.
you would tell me that's actually going to happen prior to, not afterwards.
That has been the practice of this administration to make sure that there's a public process.
Can you provide for the record those that have applied prior to, for the record, so that we can actually have a record of that?
We sure can.
I would appreciate it. Madam Chair, I thank you very, very much for the questions.